Bem-vinda e bem-vindo ao podcast A Vida é Mudança. Eu sou a Marisa Matos. Aqui vou partilhar contigo como dançar com a mudança. Vens comigo nesta dança? O episódio de hoje começa com um aviso, um disclaimer, porque ele vai ser praticamente todo em inglês. Eu vou tentar que ele tenha legendas. Quem for ver este episódio em vídeo, porque também é um videocast, vou tentar que tenha legendas. Não posso prometer ainda, mas vamos fazer por isso. A minha convidada de hoje é alguém que eu conheci na área da sustentabilidade. E a verdade é que a sustentabilidade tem estado presente na minha vida nos últimos anos. Na verdade, teve sempre, umas vezes mais direcionado para o ambiente, outras vezes mais direcionado para as pessoas, mas tal como os recursos naturais, os recursos pessoais também devem ser utilizados com sustentabilidade. Essa é uma das minhas premissas. E também foi por isso e é por isso que eu gosto muito também de falar com esta convidada de hoje, que se chama Judith, apesar da minha mãe a chamar de Judith. Como é que está a Judith?
Tudo bem? Tudo bem?
Judith, you are a friend from 2, 3 years, 4 years. We met
2021.
so we met in 2021 in a sustainability project. And what happened to you? You are in Ghana right now because people, well, imagine that some friends of yours challenge you to go and pick up a van in Africa and drive it across Africa to Germany. What would you say? Well, I know what I would say. I would say, fuck no. But Judith said, well, why not? And now she's in Ghana. Since when? And tell me, 2 months? 2 months now. And the first idea, the van is in Ghana, right?
Yeah. It's with me now. Like, I picked it up. It was not far. I managed to drive 5 hours, and then I stayed here.
Amazing. So tell me, what is happening in that trip? What is the most incredible things you are finding out in Africa? I was telling you before we managed this. I was telling you, I have the feeling that you fell in love with Africa, and you were telling me, well, it's not from now, Marisa. It's been a while that I'm in love with Africa. But tell me, what is different now on the last 2 months? What is happening?
Well, I'm different. So now that I'm here, it's different than when I was first in Africa, which was more than 10 years ago. So Africa was the first continent that I traveled to outside of Europe. After school, when I was 19, I went to Tanzania for 2 months, or a bit longer. So it's always been the place that's drawn me. I went and worked in Namibia some years ago, and then, I came back here. I've been in Morocco, but that felt more like holiday than really the pull. It's a pull, it's an intuition. It's the same thing that brought me to Portugal. It's the same thing with Africa. I can find reasons behind it, but it's more in my heart.
It's for the feeling, right? Yeah. Because let me tell the people that are listening to us that I met you. So you are German. I met you in Portugal. You came to Portugal also with a van. So the van is always there in the story, which is good. And your first idea, I think it was to stay in Portugal because you were also working with horses, and you bought a horse, and you had a land, and you bought a land in Peniche. But there's something inside you that needs to change sometimes, and needs to travel, and needs to discover new things. And that's also why you said yes to this idea of going to Africa and pick this van.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm very happy when my body can move as much as my mind does. So if I can I'm very curious. So if I can keep learning new things, call it ADHD or whatever, but like, as long as I can learn new things, I stay excited and motivated and happy. So if I keep moving, that just naturally happens. And the thing with Africa, since I was in Tanzania, I knew that I wanted to spend like a long time in Africa. I thought I would travel down the East Coast with public transport one day. And then I was in Namibia and I drove around hitchhiking and with a pickup truck sleeping in the desert. And there I realized, okay, maybe one day I would like to drive down the west coast of Africa, possibly with a partner or a dog, like a big dog, protect me. So that was my dream for many years already. So when my friends asked me about driving the car, I was like, I want to do it, but I don't know if I can. And then,
Yeah, especially as a woman. What did you feel about this idea of going alone to Africa? So tell me about the idea before going and the experience that you are having right now.
okay. So before I said yes, I want to. My intuition said yes, but I don't know if I can, partially because of the money, and then also really because of how would I feel doing this trip alone. Because I don't have a partner that I could imagine spending this much time with and really sharing such an intimate adventure with. Even with close friends, I think it's challenging. And I don't want to have a dog because I'm still wanting to sail around the world. So I don't have a big dog. And so I waited, trying to figure out if I want to do it or not. But then the yes never changed. So I said I'll do it anyway. So yeah, I had big worries actually. It took me a long time to book the flight. Um, I, yes, I was scared. Yes, I am still scared, but not specifically because of Africa. It's more. I'm sorry, but there's an awesome snake on this tree. I've never.
This could just happen with you. But
I almost want to take a picture of her. Okay, well,
yeah, pick your phone. You are using your phone right now?
no, but I have my camera right here for this purpose.
Yeah, please do it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna please do that, and then we're gonna share this.
She's a bit between the. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be gone for a second. Sorry.
Sure, that's fine. That's
Like I'm not
fine.
moving far. I'm right here, so you can actually
Yeah,
talk.
yeah. Yeah, we can talk.
She's awesome. She's green.
Okay, tell me the colors
She's
and
green.
the size.
I don't know how big she is because she's going around the tree, and I don't know where she ends. Like she's around the branch of a tree.
This is amazing.
She's awesome. It's a big tree. There's an eagle nest on the tree. So that's what I'm looking at all day when I work and edit my photos and videos. But
She's
I
amazing.
like
Like
all types of squirrels and birds on it. But I have never seen a snake there.
so she's probably hunting.
Yeah, or she lives on the tree.
Maybe, yeah, like Mowgli.
Oh wow, she's green and beautiful. And I think she's very big, honestly. Like, I mean,
How far away is the tree from you?
far. Like,
Okay,
eh,
that's awesome.
sorry.
That's fine. I love this moment.
Talking about getting easily distracted.
Yeah, maybe you have ADHD, girl.
I she's more than
But it's
she's more
amazing that you.
she's more than 2
But
meters.
wow, it's amazing. It's an amazing skill because you are. That's an art to be aware, to notice things. You know,
Yeah.
be able to notice things away from the regular, the normality.
Okay.
Okay, are you happy with your pictures?
I mean, there's a chance if she starts moving again that
Okay,
might wanna
let's hope not.
take it.
Okay, let's focus here now.
Stay there because she's beautiful. Okay.
Amazing. You were
y-
talking about safety
Mhm.
things. So safety issues connected with this trip.
Okay. How do I feel now? Honestly, I'm feeling extremely safe because I'm actually not really moving. I'm moving between two communities. One is an eco village somewhere in the middle of nowhere in a very wild beach, where which is the reason why I'm staying here for so long because there I'm taking photos and working on an article. So there I feel very safe because it's this eco village community that feels like a family. And then here I'm in this little village that everybody knows everyone. There's no police here because people, if they have to figure something out, they fight it out or they talk it out, but they just deal with their things within their community. So they really take care of each other. And actually people really take care of strangers too. Like I'm not from here, but once you start staying here a little bit, they will make sure that you're fine. They check on you. They call you to see how you are. They will not let you walk home alone at night, even though I maybe feel safe. They're like, no, everybody saw me with you, so I'm not going to let you go because then they will come for me. So really, people take care of each other. So here I feel extremely
Yeah.
safe, but I'm not moving. I think it's a different story if I sleep outside on the rooftop tent in a place that I don't know. And before I thought that I would sleep in a lot of wild places, but honestly, there's not so much wild places. Like nature is still wild, but people live with nature, so there's people everywhere. It's wild, but people are everywhere. So there's some person with a machete behind every bush, really. So it's hard to be alone, actually.
Yeah, it's that a challenge for you?
I feel safe when I'm all alone. I feel less safe when there's humans because then you never know. But
Makes
that's
sense.
that has nothing to do with Africa. That's anywhere in the world. So
Yes,
if I'm in the
yes.
middle of nowhere and there's no humans, I'm not really afraid. I'm not too afraid of the animals. I'm actually rather
Mhm.
excited, as you can see.
Yes. You
But
love animals.
but yeah, humans because you never know their intention. And then if you're alone at night in a rooftop tent, it's not so easy to drive away. I remember when I bought my van that you met me with in Portugal, I wanted to have one where I can just climb to the front seat and drive away if I feel unsafe. And that I don't have with this car and the rooftop tent. So I still have worries about it, but I also realize that in reality, I'm gonna have to end up paying for parking in places where I'm gonna be
Mm.
safe behind a wall of security. In a lot of places, probably because I've met now a lot of travelers that come here and move, and when I ask them, they say that's what they do. I think that's just
Yeah.
how it goes.
So you are learning a lot. I can feel.
Yeah, I'm learning so much.
Yeah. S Yeah, talking about those learnings, those things you are learning, what would be the high point of it? What would you say, "Okay, this is something I will never forget. This is something that's really a gem about this life of" because you like to travel a lot.
Yeah,
So tell me a little bit about that.
okay, because there's different layers on where I'm learning. I'm learning personally and in this trip, and then about the culture and the cultural differences. So which one do you want? Like the life of traveling or the
Yeah, you can highlight one thing of each.
Oh, okay. So the traveling is actually pretty much the same. It's just my life. I mean, I've lived in cars for years. Like, I mean, since you met me.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
just it's a different car on a different continent, but other than that, it's the same lifestyle of cooking on the gas cooker and like sleeping in outside. It's being outside all day, every day. It's just how I live. So that is not so special. What's different here in Africa, or I cannot talk, but I think it's what I hear. It's in other countries that I'm gonna drive through. It's gonna be the same, but here in Ghana, as soon as you leave the car, you have all the kids coming and asking you for things, and yeah, you're never alone. So that's different because if you somewhere in Europe and you park your van, you might have a grumpy neighbor that tells you to move off, but other than that, nobody cares.
Yeah.
And here, like, yeah, it's a lot of people immediately. That's different. Um,
So that's about traveling.
yeah. And then about traveling, I mean, the things that I learn here are different in every country. So now, okay, yeah, now it's about Ghana, I guess.
Yes,
And
yes. Yeah, we can focus on Ghana
what's
because
the what's the biggest thing that I've learned is how life actually probably is supposed to work naturally when you live in community, because like I said, they don't have, I mean, maybe I said it anyway, they don't have police here. When the chief dies and somebody else takes the throne, and it's somebody that's not supposed to be there, but then they have money is power here, and they somehow put themselves on the throne, the village will fight back with machetes and sticks if they have to. Like, they really they lost, unfortunately, but they don't respect the new chief. But but still, so it's
Interesting.
really, people really take care. If there's somebody sitting on the neighbor's front thing, they will go there with their dog in the middle of the night and chase them away. Like, they really take care of each other in a very
Yeah.
physical sense. When somebody, in the beginning, when I mentioned all the kids coming asking for things, I was like, okay, well, I'm used to that from other countries. But here I felt it even more than in other places that I've been to. Even countries that feel way poorer, people live with less, they're still less asking for things. But then here I realized that people actually, it's just cultural between them. If you need something, you go and ask someone. If somebody has something and you don't have it, you go and ask, and this person will share. It's just how they do it.
Mm.
So in the
Wow.
beginning, I thought it was this whole thing of me being a tourist and obviously having more money than them because I'm driving with a car. People don't have cars. Everybody with a car. So I thought it was that, but actually spending more time here, I realized, no, it's just how they live. They ask for something and then they give. And then next time, they also believe in
Maybe
that
you
type
could.
of karma. Like, they know when I will
Mm.
need something, then people will give me something. So that's just that's the biggest thing that I learned here, that people really, sorry, the snake, really take
She's
care.
still there.
She's moving. Yeah. So really, people
Mhm.
take care. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's how a community should work, right?
Yeah.
I
And
can imagine that you feel very very well and welcome
yeah,
probably there.
I do actually. And for me, like, the people, they're way more connected to nature, not because they consciously choose so, but because it's how they live their life. Because they actually grow their food here. Like, they eat regional food because that's how they do it. They have to grow it themselves and harvest it and cook it, and they get the wood and the water. Like, everything is still natural, and I think that's how I. Oh, sorry, this is Krill going for the snake. Oh
I
no!
love this. Is she moving?
Oh, now she's gone, but I see the squirrel. Ah, but they're on the
You
back.
are seeing what?
They're on the backside of the tree, so I don't really see them much, unfortunately. Whoa, she's up there. Ah, oh, the squirrel is chasing her. I thought it's the other way around, to be honest, but it's true.
Yeah. Okay. You definitely will need to share this with us.
Sorry, but I've been waiting for something to happen on this tree all day. Not just today, like all the other days too. I'm surprised that the squirrel is not afraid of that snake. Maybe
Interesting. The survival instincts maybe are not the best.
or
Or maybe our friend.
maybe the squirrel has babies in the tree and is trying. Ah, he,
I really need to check those pictures later.
no, because it's too far. But like, now the snake is on the last branch. Like,
Yeah.
it cannot go anywhere more, really. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the
Uh-huh.
squirrel now goes on that branch. Then I don't know what the snake will do. I mean, it's gonna have to either fight or. This is awesome.
Okay.
This is awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit far away, so I don't think the pictures will be awesome. But I think you
Ah,
should
okay.
at least see the snake. Like, it's not gonna
Yeah,
be.
at least.
It's not gonna be one of my best shots ever.
Okay. Yeah, but I will share some shots that you are doing last month. Because, yeah, I want to talk about the exposition you are making, but not exposition, not
Exhibition.
exhibition. Yeah. But before it, yeah, we can talk about that. But before that, I would like to know a personal learning that you made.
Oof, so many.
You can choose one. Or maybe two.
It happens like on a daily basis. So now I'm confused which one.
Yeah. Maybe the last one. Maybe not.
I can. I mean, I can. It's kind of
You can?
maybe. It's
Maybe
it's
not.
very vulnerable. It's very vulnerable. But
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
think
why
about.
not?
Okay. You don't need to. You can choose something else.
I mean, I can tell you, and then I can still tell you.
I could.
I can, yeah, and then I tell you another one just in case after I feel like I
Okay.
should have
Okay.
said it.
Okay. So you share with me and I can cut. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Share with me.
technically, you know, I'm all about being authentic, and I actually think that this is something that a lot of women, unfortunately, can maybe relate to.
Yeah.
So, um, maybe it's not so terrible to share
We
it.
will. Okay.
So what I understood this, I came here to this art residency. I can tell you later about the exhibition. A few
Yeah.
days ago, when I found a book about claiming your feminine power and connecting to your womb, basically connecting to the power of the womb. And I've been also recently really understanding how disconnected I am in that part of my body. And I've been already for years thinking that maybe I have some more trauma than I know of a big part of trauma that I have, but I've been thinking that maybe there's more that I don't even remember. And I've been feeling that it's coming up. So I understood that maybe now I'm feeling ready and safe enough to allow it to come up. And then I thought about different ways of getting it out, because the first time that I really understood that there's something inside of me in my womb, I felt it was actually a psychedelic mushroom experience, my first one ever. But I wasn't feeling safe enough back then, so I opened my eyes and the vision was gone. And since then, that feeling that something is there is with me, but I don't know what. So now I've been feeling things come up, and at the same time, I'm realizing that I'm really disconnected from that part of my body, because by now I really have a good body conscience. I can feel a lot compared to a few years ago.
And
And
you
so,
allow yourself to feel a lot.
yeah, like, sorry, say it again.
I was saying, and you are allowing yourself to feel that
Yeah.
intensity.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
now, when I saw the book, I was like, bah, that's what I need. You know, reclaim your feminine power and actually like really fully step into the light, because a lot of our light and energy and potential probably lays in that energy that I'm not normally connected to. So I started flipping around in the book and like found some womb exercises where you do yoga, whatnot. Like it looks like yoga, but in the end, it's just stretches that really open up the area, the pelvis, like everything. So I started with that. And this morning, while I was doing this, I had the realization, I learned that this whole time, probably what really attracted me to men was my own power and my own light. Because when I really, really, really feel sexually attracted to a man, that's probably when the disconnect disappears and I really feel the connection to myself and to my own light and to my own power. Like when it really is in a flow. And that's something that doesn't happen often to me, because I have some history that really keeps me in a disconnected state. But when it happens to connect, then it's amazing. And now I realize that it's probably not like that it's that disconnect from myself, but
Mhm.
what I was looking for with men is actually my own light and my own power. And it's not,
Yeah, like they show you have that power.
yeah. So I can see it, or I could experience that in rare moments of really flowing connections, but actually it's not even the other person, it's me, what I feel. And so I realize, okay, I'm on the track of actually reconnecting to myself there and to all of my body
I
parts.
relate. I relate with that a lot. So I get you.
So all this time I was, it was actually my own the connection to myself that I was looking for, I guess.
Yeah, makes totally sense.
That was the last one that
And
I had.
yeah, it's a big one. It's very powerful, I would say. Interesting. You want to share something else in
Can
case
share
you
another one. I can share another one. The question is, which one? Uh, Wait, let me check. I have, I have so many that I
you have
just.
a list.
Oh yeah, I write them down because I forget it. Um, um, uh, uh, about. Oh, well, is that personally? Yeah, it's about how Hey, it's a lot of deep things. I'm learning so much. It's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of very
know.
deep things. Um, and then in the end, they're all related. Let's start with like maybe.
You want help? What do you think it would be more useful to maybe for women that it's going to listen to this?
Well, the other day, somebody that I stayed in a place,
Mm-hmm.
um, and paid to park there for two months, not every time, because I was also in this other eco village somewhere else, 1 hour away from here. But
Mm-hmm.
I've paid there a fair amount of money. Like, I'm not saying it's too much. It's okay to pay because
It
I
was
park
fair.
safe.
Yeah.
You can take a shower, so it's fair. But after I left, she I paid, and I came there a few days later, and then she comes and says, "Oh, you didn't pay enough. You stayed 14 days, not 8 days." And my first reaction was, "Really?" Like, and she was like, "Yeah, you stayed 2 weeks." I was like, "Wow, if that's true, then like, wow, time flew by so fast." But okay, I'll check the dates. I'm pretty sure it was just 1 week, but I'll check. And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, check." And I was like, "Okay, I will check." And then I calculate the days in my head. I'm like, "No, it's 8 nights." So in that moment, I was very clear and calm. I was very like I didn't get triggered. I was like, okay, but don't try don't try to lie to me and like trick me into this, because I came on this Friday and I left on this Monday or whatever. I don't even know, but I told her I could recall all the days and what I paid. So I was very clear and was like, no. And then after I left, I started questioning myself and doubting. And I went through all my dates, and I in the moment where I was like, "Oh, maybe I was actually wrong, and maybe she's
You were
right."
double checking.
Yeah, but in the moment where I realized that maybe I was actually wrong, I felt so much like worry, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the last thing that I want to do is do something wrong to somebody." And I really started questioning everything. So I went in the calendar. I couldn't see it first, so I went through my pictures, and in those moments, I really questioned my own perception of reality a lot. And after I found out that it's actually true, I was like, okay, it's so easy to manipulate me into questioning my own reality. And that's something that is coming from a background with growing up with a narcissist, I would say. Um, and even though in that moment it didn't work, because I think by now I'm strong enough to not let it influence me immediately, still later it came for a moment where I got really like this feeling of that I've been having a lot in my life, I guess. So
Yeah.
there I'll, there I realized that what I actually need is to when I'm instead of looking for confirmation, I just need to be confident actually. And
Yeah,
wait, I
I,
wrote
I- I'm I'm listening to you, and I'm
yeah
I'm thinking that probably in that moment, um, it was like your child mood that came up,
yes
and I would say that what makes the difference now is that you can be on your adult mood. How am I going to deal with this right now as an adult?
yeah. And there I wrote down, I'm understanding that now and for the rest of time I need to trust myself first and replace looking for confirmation with
Yeah,
confidence and the need for validation with knowing my value. Because that's things that are very related to this whole growing up with, yeah, maybe narcissistic
interesting.
and energies around me. And yeah, so it
And
was
I would
really
say I would say as a woman, we are very conditioned to behave like that, to question ourselves first, first we question ourselves and then we question the other ones. So I would say we are very strict to that. Thank you for the sharing. Very interesting. I know you probably have ton more.
I'm I have one that's very simple in terms
Yeah.
it ties together with the exhibition.
Because yeah. So let's context here. You have an exhibition happening in this weekend or next weekend?
Next
This
weekend.
weekend.
Mhm.
Next weekend. Yeah. So how that pop up? Tell us.
So as I talked about this other place with the eco village and that I'm starting or like that I'm still here because I'm doing this project there because it was intuition that led me to this place in the first place. There's no other reason to describe it other than just following
Mm-hmm.
things that don't make
The
sense.
feeling.
Yeah. Um, but
I know.
I ended up there and I was in the right place because there is a big story. Like, I mean, the kind of stories I want to tell
Yeah.
are maybe I should mention that the kind of stories I want to tell are, in essence, they're about challenging supremacy of humans above nature, of humans above other humans, global north,
Yeah.
like over global south. Um, the human existence as seen on top of other species, which we're not. We're just one species out of so many on the same planet. So that's the kind of stories that I want to tell. And then the stories of people that actually live in connection with nature. Like I was already starting to say before here in Ghana, people naturally, not because they consciously choose to, but just because it's how life works here, not in the city, but out here. People live more connected to nature. They actually know which trees to cut and how to, like 12-year-olds know how to build a house and use tools and whatnot. Like it's really, that's the kind of stories that I want to share, and people that really passionately fight to protect something that they love. And in this place that I came to, in this eco village, they have a new problem since half a year where there's illegal gold mines upstream. So since last August, the water has turned brown, golden, with the sediments that run down from the mines. And they use mercury and other even worse chemicals in the mines to bind the gold. So all of this runs down into Ghana's first marine protected area that is about to be established. Like they're just finishing it now, and Ghana's fish stocks are completely depleted. So people are being hungry because there's no fish anymore. So they need this marine protected area so that the fish can breed again. And so they really need the marine protected area. And even worse, those gold mines, they are inside of Ghana's last coastal rainforest. So it's a key biodiversity area. It's a protected forest reserve. And actually, it's not just Ghana's last coastal rainforest. It's one of the last significant coastal rainforests in West Africa. So it's virgin rainforest. It was never cut down. It's still beautiful, big trees, and they're basically digging right underneath the trees, and the trees are falling. So that's a big story, and that
Yeah.
in combination with the people that are trying to do something about it, is what kept me here for so long, because I started going into it, and the deeper you go, the darker it gets, and the more comes out. So this is why I'm still here 2 months later, and I'm not really a journalist, but I'm doing the work of a journalist now. But at the same time, I needed more time to stay here, so I reached out to this person here that is building in this little village a beautiful, also eco farm, and he built this art residency because he also believes in the power of art and supports artists. And I just asked if I can park here for free. basically, because in the other place, like I mentioned, I kept paying because I told him what I do, and I can see the vision that he has for this place, which is to preserve biodiversity, protect the forest. So his vision and his dreams, they go. We're working on the same thing. So
Yeah.
he agreed to let me stay here because he said, yeah, if you have a project, I mean, we support artists um, with a project, and what you do. I like the way that you live your life, just following your intuition and without a plan, just doing what life brings to you. And I told him what kind of stories I want to tell, which yeah, so he was very happy to have me here. So then now I'm in this art residency for a few days, and then I'll go back to my car, but I'll stay here in this beautiful valley full of wilderness. And they have a festival here in this village next weekend. So even here in this space, and they will have concerts and DJs and a party. So he offered me the chance to also not just, write an article that maybe will go abroad to bring
Yeah.
international attention on the topic, but to, share it with the people that actually live here by
Yeah.
doing
Good.
it here. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I could do a photo exhibition. I cannot really publish anything while I'm here
Yeah.
because,
For safety measures.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about power and money. Um, but I feel safe enough to disrupt with art, let's say,
Yeah.
because
That's amazing.
because I'm not a journalist. Like I'm really not, but I can still maybe bring attention to the people here with my photos without having to talk too much. And at the same time, it will give me the chance to interact with all these people that come and maybe hear their opinion on it, because I've been talking to people, I've been listening to stories that people share with me, but the more people that come here and see the photos during the exhibition, the more I can also learn from them. So that's why I thought the exhibition would be a cool idea. So this is how it came actually. First, because I tried to stay longer here so I can do a better job without losing more money, and then everything's coming together. And now with the exhibition, I asked some friends to play music with me over slideshow and over the drone shots. So I have some friends coming that I've been jamming with in the last weeks. So now it's this collaborative thing of people coming together and giving a voice together. And then there's an artist coming from Accra, and he's a performer, and he's collecting or recording sounds of trees, birds, water. So he has that, and he's a multidisciplinary artist and activist. So we'll be covered in clay and do a performance while there will be a poem with like the voice of nature in the background. So it's a very creative thing that's happening now, which I love.
That's amazing. It sounds amazing, and it sounds very rich. I I didn't have this idea of Africa, of having so much life happening, because we don't have access to what is really happening in Africa.
And to me, actually, Ghana that's why I'm still here. It's been opening a lot of doors for me. Just, I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know about being able to stay in this amazing art residency. I didn't know about being able to an exhibition. Right now it's turning into like this multidisciplinary art installation thing. Like this happened last week. So yeah, a lot of things are happening, and I've been wondering why. Now I can have another learning. Um,
Yes.
Wondering why. And I think the reason is that there is not so many of us here. This is a quote from some other artist. There's not so many of us here because the truth is not so many people have the privilege to think about passion and creativity and that have the capacity to do things other than surviving.
Survive. Yeah.
I'm not saying that people that go and collect their firewood and farm and go fish, that they're unhappy in themselves. I'm just saying that they're busy doing that to live their life. So
So there isn't much space in their lives to be creative,
yeah,
to just flow with heart. Yeah.
Yeah, or to care about, biodiversity, because what they care about is how am I going to send my kid to school so that when I'm old, my kid can take care of me.
Yes, yes.
So, so that's just the reality. There's not too many in that sense. When you meet people that like have the same goals and the same passion and purpose, and you know work on the same thing, then you collaborate. You immediately like do things together. Which maybe in Europe there's a lot of creativity and a lot of artists, but maybe not enough purpose. Maybe people have a lot of passion and express themselves, but maybe they don't really use their privileges enough to actually balance balance things out. And I'm not blaming it, because maybe it's just also lack of awareness of how privileged we are. If in I'm getting goosebumps. In the moment that we understand how privileged we are, maybe then we can use our passions to actually at least attempt to balance things. And I would say the people that come to Ghana, they are aware of their privileges. So, the artists that are here, they are the ones that are trying to use their passion to and their privileges to do something. That's Ghanaian artists also that I'm talking about. But you cannot be here without that's a privilege in itself, to be unaware of privileges. That's
Yep,
just showing
it's
how
true.
privileged. That's just showing how privileged we are if we're unaware of it. Because the people there on the other side, they are aware of the privileges because it's in their face, in their daily life. And so that's also why I believe that traveling is something that really can change us a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely it's powerful. It's super powerful. And the privilege, yeah, being aware of the privilege, it's also something that we for instance, I'm here now and I'm very aware of my privilege, but it's when something happen and I lose something and I lose my privilege. And I had that for a while because of the storm that we had in Leiria. For some days I felt like I was living very in a privileged way. Like, you don't think about this, like waking up in the morning and not having water or power or internet, especially when you work online. It's like, well, now I cannot work. I cannot shower. I cannot, and it's like, and I think it's a way to connect, like slowly connect with the amount of sure in Africa you have that.
Yeah. And it's not like they live in the bush. They have smartphones.
Yes,
Can see they can see all these videos on social media, and
yes,
then
yeah,
and and then here in Ghana, the history is present. Like there's slave trade castles all along the coast. So like the history is there, and their history is people have come and taken without giving anything. They have taken their people. They are taking their resources now, and that's just how things are. So they clearly understand that about the privileges and about the inequalities that are reality.
Judith, tell me something. I'm very curious about this. Do you make plans for future, or do you decide not to do them?
I have um, plans. I have this very sweet spot where I feel very comfortable. It's when I'm free to change my mind, but I know where I'm going.
Okay. The
So
main
then
goal is there. It's very specific.
when I know where I'm moving to, what I'm focusing on, where I'm walking towards, while being able to change my mind on it, that's when I'm happy. So if I have a goal and I have to go there and I cannot change, then I feel trapped and I don't feel free enough and I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
I just wander around, I've done that for 2 years because I needed to. I was before I was in a very strict, pressured environment, so I needed to just have no plan. Um, but after 2 years of that, I just felt a bit lost. I was not really reaching anywhere because I was not really going anywhere. Like I was floating around, like imagine a field of flowers. Oh, butterfly, da, da, da. Like I was happy, but
No purpose.
yeah, I was just not really. I was seeing a lot of things. I was learning a lot of stuff. I was like, where am I going? So I was a bit lost. I was a bit lost. So
What about now?
now I clearly know where I'm going, and that is precisely the part of using my passions to follow my purpose. And I guess my purpose maybe is to share stories that make us aware, like make us aware of different things. But one of them is make us aware of our privileges, and so that the people that have the privilege and the capacity to do something, so that they maybe, instead of sitting at home and like being depressed waiting for climate collapse, maybe they will follow their passion. And oh damn it, like I have so much energy and time and like capacity, I could actually create something that can create change. So I think that's my purpose now, sharing stories that empower people to believe in themselves and in their capacity to create change. Because there's so many people and stories where like one person or 10 people that came together made a difference. Because we have the power, we just need to do it. We just need to do it. And um so yeah, maybe it's that.
And it's
So
very important and yeah, inspiring too. Um,
so where I
thank you
do
for
that, I mean, that depends. But I think
sharing.
that's my
That's
purpose. And then I guess I like to go to wild places because what I said, I want to share those stories of people that live in balance with nature, that are not invasive to their environment. Because as a human species, we are killing our planet.
yeah,
So
period.
so there is parts of the world where people have been taking care of the land, and the land has been taking care of them, and where everything is in balance still. So so many people don't know about it, but that's also the places where I want to go to, because I think also the stories that people need to hear, is to understand that actually it is possible. And maybe it's the stories of these people, like how they cook with firewood and just live their life. But I think that's how life maybe is just meant to be. It's not. I'm not saying it's easy. It's a hard life, but it's simple and sustainable. You know. And I'm like, look around, like nature. Life is not easy for any species. So why should it be for us? I'm not saying like I just don't think life should be easy. I think life should be simple, but probably hard. Yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, we're making our lives easy and killing our planet, and then everything is dead after. So I don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, makes totally sense. At some point, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not sustainable anymore. Never was sustainable. But now it's even more clear that this we cannot continue like this. And that's why I love to hear you talking about these topics, especially with this idea, like worldwide idea, because you've been in many countries, so you have a different perspective from different cultures and countries, and that's very unique and very important. I would like to make you a last question, because we could stay here for hours
Yeah.
talking about this, but I think it's very important to send a message to especially women that want to travel alone, but they fear. What would you say to them?
I mean, that's the thing. That's a fear question, right? I mean, It's not that I'm not afraid, but
Of
I
course.
don't care, because actually, where the fear lives, that's also where we can learn. That's at least how I live my life. When I'm afraid of something, I go there and I look at it. Um, because I want to
Mm,
fear. I don't want to be controlled by fear. So um, I'm not saying, go do something totally crazy, but start step by step if that's what helps. And yeah, like
Maybe start visiting a city in your country, a new city alone. Start with that, maybe.
it's really, you don't even have to leave your country to travel. Like, really, no.
Exactly.
It's absolutely like
Exactly.
just going alone. I remember being totally uncomfortable with the idea of going to eat somewhere alone and sit like in a restaurant by myself. Now, like, I mean, how else are you going to do it when you travel alone? So this is my
Exactly.
normal life, right? So things just change when you start moving, and we're afraid, and we don't know what's going to be when we stay in the same spot, but we'll never know if we stay in that spot. If we just take one step, then maybe we realize that all of these fears, we can forget about them. We're still afraid of this, but already we know so then we can take another step. So I think that's one thing. And then the other thing is that's actually way more important. People are just nice. Like people, like especially like, let's just take Africa, because you know how many people have warned me about going to West Africa. I'm not going to come back alive. I mean, I'm not back yet, but um, it's just not true. But the media tries to tell you, like, this is maybe okay. Now I'm going back to the Africa thing, but it's just not true. It's propaganda that tries to keep the imbalance and to keep the colonialism that is still happening today. And and if we don't go here, then we never understand how things really are. Or yeah, maybe through the stories that people share. So that's probably part of why I want to tell those stories. But yeah, people are just nice. People have always helped me, especially when you travel alone as a woman. People will take care of you extra. They will take you as
Extra way.
they take you as their sister, or they whatever. Especially as a woman alone, I can feel how people really really extra like check on you. Because I mean, here in Ghana, I never see girls walking around alone, so that's just a cultural thing. So for them, they're like, "Why are you not afraid?" I'm like, "Of you, little kid, of your little brother? I should be afraid." So they also have these fears, but um, in the end, people are just nice. They always want to help. They're curious most of the times, if anything. Yeah. Whenever I've been in trouble, like I've been in trouble, um, because I don't know, there was a fuel shortage and whatnot. There's always another woman somewhere on the gas station, and then she realizes that you're also a woman alone, and she's like, "Don't tell anybody, but I've still got 5 liters of gasoline." Like they help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
People just
That's a
help.
very important message. Yeah.
So there's amazing humans everywhere in the world, and so you'll never meet them if you don't go. So I think it's
That's
worth it
true.
to
That's
figure
true.
it out.
Yeah, you said something very important, like the movement, the way you move. It's very important to figure out things about yourself, figure out things about the world. You need to move. You cannot stay in the same spot. Um, Even if you just move inside your country, you don't need to change country for that. But yeah, that's a really, really important message. So thank you, Judith, for sharing this. Um, it was a really nice talk. We were chatting like 2 days ago about this idea of recording the podcast, because you were sharing so much good energy. You were so excited about the projects you are learning and finding there. And I don't know much about Africa. I think most of the people that lives in Europe, they don't know much about Africa. So it's very important to have this knowledge about what is happening there and to humanize people that live there.
Yeah,
So thank you for that.
thank you. Yeah, and honestly, they're really some of the most amazing humans. Like it's amazing. People
Yeah.
are
Yeah. I can
just
imagine.
so trust yourself, and trust yourself also with like your instinct and trusting other people, because that was your question still with what would I say to other women. It's just trust trust. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you so much.
thank
Now
you.
we need to see the pictures of the snake, the pictures of the squirrel, the pictures of the exhibition. Please record.
I'll take a video of the exhibition.
And share. Yes, please. And good luck with everything you are doing. I'm still here following you with very excitement. Yeah. Thank you, sweetie, for this moment.
Thank you.
Chegamos ao fim deste episódio. A dança de hoje fica por aqui. Eu volto em breve. Até lá, não te esqueças de seguir este podcast, subscrever o canal do YouTube e dar o teu feedback. Obrigada por me ter escutado.